Welcome to this episode of Start Living Sustainable. Okay, let's play a quick game. I want you to imagine walking into your kitchen. You grab a snack, you wipe down the counter, you light a candle, and maybe you toss a load of laundry. Feels like a normal day, right? Wrong. What if I told you that in the 10 minutes or less that it took for you to do that, you've just inhaled endocrine disruptors, absorbed carcinogens, and coated your home in chemicals so questionable, they're banned in other countries. Oh, and the best part, the companies that sell these products don't even have to prove they're safe. You know, that fresh mountain scent, it's not mountain air. It's a cocktail of synthetic chemicals. And that lavender candle, it might smell relaxing, but it's quietly off-gassing benzene, which is a known carcinogen. And that green cleaning spray, let's just say the only thing green about it is the marketing budget. So here's the real question. Are you aware of what's actually in your home, or are you unknowingly hosting a full-scale chemical invasion? Listen, today, I gotta tell you, I'm pulling back the curtains on the hidden chemical warfare happening in your own house. And trust me, once you hear this, you'll never look at your spring breeze air freshener the same way again. So let's go. Hi friends, welcome to Start Living Sustainable. I'm your host, Cynthia Harvey Brown. In this podcast, I'm going to help you discover sustainable ways to improve your overall health and well-being in your home. And I'm going to show you how to do this without spending a lot of time or money, all in partnership with God. Yes, if you're ready to show yourself some love, experience a new level of wellness, build faith, and align your values with God's vision for your life, then you're in the right place. Pour out the diet soda, and we should talk about those yoga pants. Let's have some serious fun in today's episode. Listen, I know this can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I've been there. This is not just about swapping out a few products. It's actually about realizing that you've been trusting a system that isn't protecting us. It's frustrating, I know. And if you're anything like me, you might be wondering, where do I even start with all this? And listen, I get it. I wasn't always the person who read ingredient labels or questioned what I was bringing into my house. I had to learn the hard way. And before I knew better, I was the person who thought lavender scented meant calming. Not here's a side of phthalates with every deep breath you take. I bought the baby soft detergent thinking it was gentle, only to find out it had formaldehyde. And the fact is, it's also used to embalm bodies. Yeah, let that sink in. And don't even get me started on my candle obsession. I thought I was setting the mood for relaxation. Turns out I was fumigating my own home with benzene and toluene, like a human science experiment. But thank God, once I learned what was actually in these everyday products that I was using, I couldn't unsee what I'd seen. That's exactly why I created the Clean and Healthy Home Wellness, the one you've been looking for, because I know how overwhelming this can feel. But here's the thing, you don't have to figure this whole thing out alone, and I don't want you to go through it alone. In just one personalized coaching session, we'll focus on one room in your home, your choice. In our session together, I recommend the room that has the biggest impact on your health and your family's well-being, whether it's your bedroom, the kitchen, the bathroom, or setting up your baby's nursery. And I'll help you identify the biggest toxic culprits, and I'll show you simple, immediate swaps that make the biggest difference in your home. I'll also help you reduce your toxic exposure so you feel more energized, clear-headed, and in control of your own health. And listen, we create a realistic step-by-step wellness plan that fits your lifestyle because I want to set you up with confidence to make healthier, safer choices moving forward. I want you to know this isn't about fear. It's about taking back control over your health, your home, and your family's future. Now, the spots are limited. There's only one of me. So if you're ready to start making real changes in your life, book your Clean and Healthy Home Wellness session with me today. Head over to startlivingsustainable.com to grab your spot before they're gone, or you can click the link below in the show notes. so that we can get started. The hard-hitting truth is the chemical warfare in your home is real, okay? That being said, let's have some real talk. If I told you there were 400 plus chemicals lurking in your home, messing with your hormones, hijacking your immune system, and potentially putting you on the fast track to an illness, you'd probably think I was exaggerating. I wish I was, but this isn't a conspiracy theory. It's cold, hard facts. And the worst part? Most of these chemicals aren't even necessary. They're just there to make products look better, smell stronger, and last longer. Or, let's be honest, keep you coming back for more. So let's break this down because once you hear this, you can never unhear it. First of all, the fresh scent that you see on these labels, it's really a chemical cocktail. You know that fresh mountain air scent in your laundry detergent? I hate to break it to you, but that's not the real smell of fresh mountain air at all. And I think we know this. It's actually a synthetic blend of endocrine disruptors, petroleum byproducts, and neurotoxins. And that lavender vanilla candle, sure, it smells relaxing, but in reality, it's off-gassing benzene and toluene into your home, both linked to cancer. In case you're wondering, benzene is a colorless, flammable liquid with this sweet odor naturally found in crude oil and used in the production of plastics, synthetic fibers, rubber, dyes, detergents, and pesticides. Short-term exposure to high levels of benzene can cause drowsiness, dizziness, headaches, and unconsciousness. And the long-term effects can affect our bone marrow, leading to blood disorders like anemia and leukemia. Benzene is classified by the FDA as a known human carcinogen. And toluene is clear. It is a water-insoluble liquid with a distinct smell, and it's used as an industrial solvent in products like paints, paint thinner, fingernail polish, yes, lacquers, adhesives, rubber, and when it's produced, it's often used in combination with benzene. Both of these chemicals, because they're often used together, can cause headaches, dizziness, and unconsciousness. And the long-term effects of toluene exposure can lead to neurological damage, liver and kidney damage, and developmental harm to fetuses. Can you believe this? And it's still being used. Now, this other chemical that you've maybe heard me talk about before, and I've mentioned here, is formaldehyde. It's a colorless, strong-smelling gas used in building materials and household products like pressed wood products, glues, permanent pressed fabrics, and certain installation materials. And the health effects to formaldehyde, well, it can cause irritation to your skin, eyes, nose, throat, and the long-term exposure to this particular chemical is linked to different types of cancers. It's important to be aware of these chemicals because they're being used in household products and for you to take steps to minimize your exposure to them or to avoid them altogether. And that plug-in air freshener that claims to neutralize odors, it's actually just masking odors with phthalates. And phthalates are hormone-disrupting chemicals that can lead to fertility issues and developmental problems in kids. And here's the kicker. Companies don't even have to disclose what's in fragrance. The FDA allows them to list them as a trade secret, so that one word, fragrance, can mean hundreds of hidden chemicals. Let me ask you this. If a company refuses to tell you what's in their product, do you really want it in your home? Do you really want your baby, your kids, and even your pets inhaling this 24/7? In comparison to other countries, the U.S. is a chemical free-for-all, and not in a good way. If you think the government is keeping you safe from toxic chemicals, I want you to be aware. The U.S. cosmetic products and ingredients don't even need FDA pre-market approval. Compare that with the European Union, which has banned over 1,300 chemicals from use in cosmetics. Let that sink in. And it's not just cosmetics. It's household cleaning products, laundry detergents, air fresheners, and even baby products, unfortunately. Most of them contain chemicals that are illegal in other countries. but they're sold here. Why? Because in the US, the FDA does not require companies to prove a chemical is safe before it hits the market. In other words, these companies are using us as human guinea pigs. And before you say, well, if these chemicals are really that bad, Cynthia, they'd be recalled. Consider this. Lead was used in paint for decades before the government finally admitted it was poisoning children. And unfortunately, it's still in a lot of older homes. And tobacco companies denied smoking caused cancer for over 40 years, even though they had research to prove otherwise. And BPA was in babies' bottles and sippy cups for years before it was finally banned in 2012. So, do we really think that cleaning and personal care product companies whose entire business model is built on repeat customers are going to tell us the truth? No, they're not. And that's why you have to be your own advocate. Your home shouldn't be a science experiment. And now I know what some of you may be thinking, Cynthia, but I've been using these same products all my life and I'm fine. Listen, I'm not saying one spritz of Febreze is going to take you out, but these chemicals don't just vanish into thin air. They accumulate. And that's what I want you to know. They build up in your body. They mess with your hormones. They weaken your immune system, and they can take years to show up in full effect. Just because you don't feel the impact today doesn't mean that they don't have an effect on you. And if you're someone who has brain fog, migraines, or if you're suffering with fatigue or unexplained allergies or even hormonal issues, ask yourself, could my home be part of the problem? At the end of the day, you have two choices. You can keep trusting the same companies that don't have your best interests at heart, or you can start making small, intentional changes that protect your health and your family's future. Please understand, this is not about fear. It's about power. It's about realizing that your health, your choices, and your home are in your hands. Listen, the truth might be a little uncomfortable, but what's more uncomfortable? Living with health issues that you could have prevented? Watching your kids struggle with allergies, asthma, or hormonal imbalances? Waking up years from now wishing you had done something sooner? You don't want that, so be aware or be wary. I thank God we have the free will to make choices and decisions for ourselves. It's your choice. But now you can't say you didn't know. I want you to ponder this. Knowledge is power, but action changes lives. Okay? Let's sum this up. Your home is ground zero for chemical exposure, and the products you trust aren't always safe. The U.S. barely regulates toxic ingredients, leaving us exposed to hundreds of hidden chemicals every single day. And if you don't take action, who will? The good news is that you don't have to do it alone. After 4 or 5 coaching sessions with me, starting with the first one, you'll know exactly what to look for to promote a healthier lifestyle, and you'll understand what to avoid to prevent the toxic buildup, the hormone disruption, and the long-term health issues associated with all of these chemicals. Your home should be a sanctuary, not a source of harm hiding in plain sight throughout your house. Let's make that a reality together. If you're ready to stop waiting and take action, book your clean and healthy home wellness session today and take the first step towards building a healthier, safer home that nourishes and not poisons, okay? Spots are limited. There's only one of me. These are one-on-one coaching sessions, so don't wait. Click the link here in the show notes or visit startlivingsustainable.com to get started now. I have a surprise for you because next week I'm going to be joined by a special guest who survived a serious battle with childhood asthma and allergies and didn't just overcome it, but turned her experience into a mission to help others avoid the same unnecessary suffering. You're going to be surprised to learn the hidden allergens in our home that trigger this respiratory issue. If you or someone you love struggles with asthma, allergies, or constant breathing problems, this episode is a must. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you next week with my special guest for another episode of Start Living Sustainable. Don't miss it. Thank you for joining me here today at Start Living Sustainable. Please take a moment and head over to Apple Podcasts and leave me a review. That really lights me up. If you were encouraged or blessed in any way, show your love and share the episode link with someone that you know that may benefit. Thank you so much, and until next time, God bless you, sis.